Hello, Misfits. This is Kevin.
And this is Kate.
Welcome to Horrorwood.
December.
Fuck.
That's crazy. How did it happen? How
Where
are
is
we in
October?
December?
Where did Halloween go?
I know. October, especially because I was gone
You
for
were
a lot of it.
Right.
I just feel like that never happened. And then November just flew.
Slipped away.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Time.
Time's going too quick, Kate.
Oh, no. I don't like it.
At the end of this story, I'm an old man, and I'm like,
dear.
oh no.
Oh, no.
Will my feet fall off? I don't know.
You are having foot problems.
I know. This year has been the year of the bad feet.
That's unfortunate.
Well, let's make 2026 the year of the good feet.
Okay.
That's a weird thing to say.
But good goals.
But I like the goal. I think it's doable.
I think so, too.
How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
We're going to a movie after this.
Yeah. This is going to come out so much after that.
I know, but still.
But yeah, we are going to go to the movie. Maybe we'll do like a little video while we're there. We're seeing Wicked for good. Mixed reviews, I know, but I've tried to avoid all spoilers.
Me too.
So I'm going in with fresh eyes.
Wonderful.
And an open mind.
In an open heart.
Yes.
I mean, we know the musical.
Well, obviously.
But I'm excited to see what they've done with the story. And
Yeah.
I know there's like a couple new songs, I believe. So, yes, I'm ready to get into it. But I'm also ready to get into this story.
All right.
Are
Well,
you
let's do
ready?
it. I'm ready.
This is a wild one.
Okay.
Today we're talking about actress Aisling Tucker Moore Reid.
All right.
So Aisling Tucker Moore Reid came into the world in California, born in Los Gatos. Is that how you say it?
Probably Los Gatos.
Let me try that again. Born in Los Gatos on October 15th, 1989.
All right.
People around her called her Tucker. So I think I'm going to stick with that mainly moving forward.
All right. Just
And
for clarity
For
purposes.
clarity, Tucker. So from the time she was little, she loved performing. She was one of those kids,
Okay.
you know? Her parents, Kelly Moore and Daniel Reid, noticed that she seemed to step into the spotlight pretty easily. Her dad remembered how her mom would sew these elaborate little costumes for her, and Tucker would walk around as if every hallway was a stage.
Yes.
I used to do that in my basement.
Same. I was one of those kids.
Yeah, I'd be walking along. I would take my mom's clothes and wear them weird and eat candy bars and walk around like I was somebody.
What a vibe.
Right? So she liked the attention. She liked the dressing up part of it. It was almost like she figured out early that she could slip into different versions of herself and that people would play along.
Okay.
I wasn't going to do this, but I want to talk about Tucker's mom a little bit because her life is crazy fascinating.
Ooh.
So Kelly Moore, her path winds through a lot of different worlds. And it all started with a childhood spent bouncing from base to base with her Navy family.
Oh, okay.
Navy kid. Brat. Do they Army brat? No, different things. Sorry. I don't know that. She was born at Lakehurst Naval Air Station in New Jersey, and her family eventually settled in California, where she finished high school in Morgan Hill and went to Santa Clara University.
Okay.
So while she was there, she became fascinated with the Winchester Mystery House.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that story is fascinating.
Yeah.
She earned her law degree from UC Berkeley in the early 80s and headed to Los Angeles to practice civil and family law. Not long after, she met Daniel Reid at a holiday party. And the two teamed up to write a book, Deadly Medicine, which was a true crime book about the Janine Jones case.
I don't know that
I'm not
case.
familiar.
Oh, okay.
That book took off and stayed on the New York Times bestseller list for weeks.
Wow, must have been good.
They threw themselves into the story, even moving to Texas to dig into the evidence and talk with investigators.
Oh, wow.
The book was later adapted into an NBC movie in 1991. Around the same time, Kelly and Reid welcomed their first child, Tucker.
All right.
Here she comes.
Here she is. Boom,
Boom,
into the
bang.
world.
So Kelly eventually stepped into higher profile legal work and spent time representing Anna Nicole Smith
Damn.
through a series of messy and very public court battles, including the beginning of the long-running fight over J. Howard Marshall's estate.
Yikes. Okay.
Years later, Tucker stumbled onto old drafts of a story the family once tried to develop for TV, and that discovery sparked the idea to turn the concept into a young adult novel.
Okay.
So Kelly, Tucker, and her sister Larkin teamed up on what became Amber House, a book, which they sold to Scholastic's Arthur A. Levine Books.
Oh, wow.
The novel came out in 2012 and got strong reviews, and 2 sequels were planned to follow.
Damn. This is a talented family.
This family is crazy in a great way.
Oh, okay.
So
I was
far.
like, wait. Whoa.
So far.
Uh-oh.
So as I mentioned, Tucker had 2 siblings, a sister named Larkin and a brother, St. John St. John. It was like St. John parentheses St. John. Her dad described the house as emotionally chaotic.
Ooh, that's never good.
Not great, not good. By early 2000, things between her parents reached a breaking point, and they divorced after a messy fight over custody.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, Tucker and her siblings moved with their mom to Oregon so they could be close to their grandparents.
Okay.
Kelly leaves her legal career behind to be home with the children. And the family depended pretty heavily on the grandparents, especially Tucker's grandmother, Lori. Lori covered the big stuff.
Gotcha.
Even going so far as to take out loans against her ranch property in Applegate Valley near Jacksonville, Oregon,
Ooh, damn.
to keep her daughter and grandkids afloat.
That's a tough situation.
I know. The ranch was worth a lot, and every loan chipped away at the part meant to pass to the children someday.
Eek.
That money piece became a huge source of tension in the extended family. Tucker's uncle Shane, Lori's son, had been living on the ranch for years.
Oh.
He'd battled addiction, pulled himself together, and taken on the role of caretaker for the parents before his father ended up passing away.
Okay, so let me get it clear. So Lori is Tucker's grandmother.
Yes.
Shane is Kelly's brother, I would
Yes.
assume. Okay, and therefore Tucker's uncle.
Yes.
And he was taking care of his parents, Tucker's grandparents.
On the ranch. Yep.
And now the grandfather's has passed.
Yes.
Lori is giving all this money to Kelly and the kids.
Yes.
And Shane is in this mix because he's living
He
there.
lives there, yeah.
Got it.
Afterward, he stayed in a cabin on the property and kept the ranch going and looked after his mom.
Okay.
When he saw how much of the ranch's value was being drained to support Kelly and her kids,
Yeah.
it bothered him
Sure.
big time. He was set to inherit the property after Lori died, and every loan lowered what that half meant.
Well, yeah. Okay, so was Kelly set to inherit anything after Lori died?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think she was also going to get half of that because
Okay.
it was like a split situation.
Gotcha.
Tucker's mom, Kelly, saw the situation a little differently. She felt like her mother was simply supporting the family and that Shane's anger over inheritance was misplaced. Tucker herself had gotten pulled into it, especially after things between her and Shane turned ugly. In 2016, things were getting heated.
Okay.
Tucker is defending her mom against any kind of backtalk from Shane. She was really going in. Kelly said Shane threw a plastic oil can at Tucker so hard that it knocked her down and split the skin on her cheekbone.
Oh, God.
So they're fighting about this.
And how old is
physically.
Tucker around this time?
Oh, God. This is like 2016. She was born in 89, so she's in her early 20s.
Close to 30. So she's like
Close
27?
to 30, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So after that, Tucker goes to the police because Shane threw an oil can
Yeah.
at her face, and Shane was arrested for misdemeanor assault and harassment.
Okay.
She also got a restraining order that barred him from coming near her, which is kind of hard when you live on the same property.
Yeah.
And once that happened, according to Tucker and Kelly, Shane started calling and threatening them, telling Tucker she needed to drop the charges and telling Kelly that he'd hurt her if she didn't go along with what he wanted.
Ooh, this is messy.
Yeah. In the background, Lori had taken out a huge reverse mortgage, about $938,000,
Damn.
that drained the ranch's equity bit by
Oh,
bit
yeah.
by bit. Everyone knew the value is slipping away. Kelly said she and Lori needed money badly and had been trying to get the timber on the property logged, but Shane refused to agree unless Tucker dropped the previous assault charges.
Whoa.
I know. All of this is just stirring a pot.
Yeah, this is family
Because-
drama is
The worst kind.
it's so messy. And it sucks because it sounds like things started out okay with him. I don't know what Kelly and Shane's relationship was like before, but
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they were that close because
Oh,
Kelly
okay.
was kind of off doing her own thing. She
Oh,
had that
okay.
huge career. Doesn't sound like she's coming home much.
gotcha.
But after that messy divorce, she's like, okay, I'm going to take my kids to Oregon. Let's just like,
Yeah. And I can kind of see, not the violence part, but I can kind of see where Shane's coming from of he's been the one taking care of the
Yeah.
place and taking care of their parents. And like suddenly in comes this family that all of his attention and finances and everything is starting to be pulled toward them.
yeah.
So that's
Never
Never easy.
I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't warrant getting a gas or an
oh no,
oil
it doesn't
can thrown in your
excuse any of that.
face. Right. So every dollar spent from that mortgage lowered what Kelly and Shane would inherit. They had another brother, Ryan Moore.
Okay.
He's not involved in any of this.
Okay.
Because he said, I don't want to fucking be involved in this. I don't care.
All right.
And he's like, leave me out of it. But the tension inside the rest of the family keeps building. And then Shane came to Lori with a document he said was a new will for Lori. According to Kelly, he pressured Lori to sign it and threatened Kelly's life if Lori refused.
What the fuck?
Lori signed what she thought was a will, but Kelly later said it wasn't a will at all. It was a grant deed that would guarantee Shane half the ranch and limit how much money Lori and Kelly could keep pulling from the property. Shane also arranged to bring a notary over to make it official. He's just trying to protect the assets.
But it sounds like he's doing it unlawfully. Like
No, you can do that.
But I mean I'm saying
Oh, he's tricking Lori.
Yeah.
That's
his
not a
own
good
mother.
thing. Right.
How old is she?
I don't know.
Do we know if she's like with it?
I think she
mentally?
is based on how she talks and reacts and everything.
Ugh, this is a lot.
But I mean, this is her son who's been caring for her, and I think he's probably able to woo her over to be able to be like, oh, look, I just updated your will. Like,
That's
totally
the thing
fine.
for me is that calling it an update to a will, if I'm Lori, I'm going to be like, what's this now? Like, what about this?
Right.
It just feels, I feel like there's something there.
There's a little bit manipulative.
Yeah, like why would he lie about that? Why did he feel like he needed to lie to her?
Sure.
I don't like it.
But what he did have her sign and notarized was a legal document.
Well,
that would
yeah.
do exactly that.
Because he did it, what's the word I'm looking for? Not trickily. That's not a word.
Trickily?
He did it trickily.
I love that.
He's a trickster.
He's a trickster.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Meanwhile, during all of this mess, Tucker goes to the University of Southern California
Okay.
from 2010 to 2014,
Okay.
where she became editor-in-chief of her school newspaper. And she really gets into writing here a lot. Because
All right.
this is also when she starts writing those books with her mom and sister.
Okay.
Is during her college career. Tucker actually first shows up in the public eye after she posts the name of the man she said sexually assaulted her at USC.
Oh, damn.
Tucker alleges that in December of 2010, she was raped by her new boyfriend after a holiday party.
Oh, that is awful.
Yeah. The school looked into it, but their conduct office said that they didn't have enough to take action. The police, a private investigator, and the local DA also didn't move the case forward, and the guy she named eventually sued her and won a defamation claim.
Wow.
Messed up.
So no one helped her. He didn't receive any kind of consequences, and then he got money for it.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Great.
But then she takes to the internet, and she's like, this is the guy's name, and this is what he did to me.
Wow.
And then he's like, well, fuck you, no, and sues her. It's so messed up.
Ugh.
I know. This whole thing is bad.
Ugh.
Her approach ended up being cited by a criminologist in Australia as an example of how some women are using online platforms to push back when they felt the system wasn't helping them.
Yeah, because what else are they going to do?
What else can you do? Yeah. Around the same time, she started pushing schools to adopt an idea she called mandatory exit surveys, so students could anonymously say whether safety policies were actually working or not. Her point was that campuses shouldn't be the only ones evaluating themselves, and that outside feedback might stop schools from brushing off concerns that students thought were real. She also gets involved in helping students at different universities file complaints with the Federal Office for Civil Rights. That advocacy work ends up getting her recognized by the Veteran Feminists of America.
Wow.
And she's honored alongside some well-known feminist figures at one of their events.
Okay.
And from there, she becomes more public. She shows up on national news outlets talking about gendered violence and campus safety. She starts a group called the Student Coalition Against Rape, SCAR, which begins at USC and later expands beyond that. She talks openly about wanting to change the way people think about sexual aggression and make it something society simply doesn't tolerate.
Yeah.
So all the while, she's writing online as well. She keeps a presence on XO Jane and the Huffington Post, and she contributes pieces to Cosmopolitan. I'll link the Cosmopolitan article in the show notes. Her voice grows through her activism and her writing, and she becomes someone a lot of people recognize in conversations about campus safety and assault reporting.
Oh, wow.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
It's wonderful.
I mean, it sucks that she had to do it.
I mean, she endured that awful stuff, but then made something of it.
Yeah.
And that's always so amazing to me. So we know Tucker likes writing. We know she's pretty talented. She was into art. She's into creating characters. She always had that artistic streak. And she bounced between writing and acting. So in Oregon, she was active in local theater circles.
Oh, cool.
And she could sing, she could perform, and she knew how to command attention.
She's a talented woman, it sounds like.
Yes. People who worked with her said she seemed kind of delicate, but she had a very strong presence.
Okay.
I know those two things kind of contradict each other, but she had to enter a room, you knew she was there.
Okay.
And she knew how to build a character. She also knew how to reinvent herself when it suited her. At one point, she dyed her hair, changed her image, and introduced herself as Win, even creating social media and online pages for this version of herself. I will get into why she changed her image in a little bit, but I just want to put it in here right now.
Okay.
Because she also uses this Win persona to go to theater auditions and film auditions.
Okay.
All right. Let's all take a deep breath.
Uh-oh.
So on July 26th, 2016, everything goes to shit.
And this is the same year that the will/deed or whatever happened.
That is correct. The grant. This is when this is the exact same time this is happening.
Got it.
Kelly decides to call a realtor out to the ranch along with a notary. She said Lori wanted to sell the property, which is odd. When the realtor showed up, Shane saw her on the land and exploded.
Okay.
There's two things happening here. Kelly's influencing Lori. Shane is influencing Lori.
Yeah.
But nobody's talking about it all together.
I'm surprised that Lori would suddenly decide to sell when she just signed that paper or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Although she thinks that's just a will.
She thinks it's just a will. She didn't realize it was a grant deed.
Okay.
But then I think Kelly is also saying, well, maybe we just go ahead and sell the property and, take the money and just go from there.
I don't like it.
I don't like any of this.
It's so messy.
It's crazy. And then when the realtor shows up, Shane is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And according to Kelly and the realtor, Shane threatened them, yelled about his deal, and slid his hand across his throat toward Kelly.
Oh my God, that's his sister.
Yeah. The realtor backed out fast and just took off.
Don't blame them.
Because he's like, this is my deal. And then just goes like this to her.
That's so scary.
I know.
He does live there. So it's also weird that there was no communication between the two of them where Kelly was saying, hey, I think we're going to sell. Like, that is his home.
As much as he's been manipulative, I think he should have a say in it as well.
Oh, this is nasty.
So meanwhile, on this day, Tucker finds a .38 revolver in the house earlier in the morning. And she's like, oh, I'm not sure how this works. Why don't I just go and try to test it out on the porch?
Wait. What?
Mm-hmm. And she test fired it on the porch to see if it was loaded. Because she's like, I don't know how to tell if a gun is loaded or not. Bang. So Shane actually hears this gunshot and calls the sheriff, saying he didn't want trouble when the notary arrived to notarize the grant deed.
So all of this is the same day?
Yes.
So Lori hasn't signed the deed yet.
Well, it has to be notarized. Yeah. So she's going to sign it with the notary in presence.
So on that same day, Kelly has a realtor come out?
Mm-hmm.
So she must have gotten word that he was doing this.
Yeah, this is all the same day.
Oh, God.
And that morning, Tucker just finds a gun and goes outside and fires a shot just to see if the gun is loaded.
Okay.
I know, this is bananas.
Yikes.
The notary arrives.
Yeah.
Carla Triber.
Oh, Carla, girl, what
Carla,
are you about to get yourself into?
Some mess. Girl, you better
Carla, run.
Carla, go. She gets to the ranch later that afternoon. She was met first by one of Shane's friends, Carlton, who led her up the driveway because Shane couldn't go near Tucker without violating the restraining order.
Oh, right.
Right? There's so much. So Carla walked into the house and could immediately tell something was off.
Yeah.
Kelly was frantic. Tucker was quiet and hanging back, and Lori just seemed overwhelmed.
Poor Lori. Oh, my God. This woman.
Carla tried to do her job, but when she pulled out the document, Kelly snatched it, saw it was the grant deed, and tore it into pieces.
If I'm Carla, I'm going to be like, you know what? I just remembered.
The meeting.
There's another appointment I'm supposed to get to. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Call me never, and good luck.
Have a great day. Shane wasn't in the room yet. Carla saw him only through the windows, pacing outside. He can't go in the house because Tucker's in there. Inside the house, everyone was arguing about the document, talking over each other. Tucker, without anyone noticing, had propped up her phone and was secretly recording everything. As the tension kept climbing, Tucker picked up the camera, turned toward the windows, and said, almost narrating to the device, that Shane was supposed to stay away. Meanwhile, Kelly kept repeating that her mother wasn't signing anything. Carla told Lori that she needed to understand what she was signing, but before anything could happen, Tucker suddenly yelled that Shane was coming in the front door.
Oh, no.
From Carla's point of view, she couldn't see Shane entering.
Okay.
She only heard yelling from across the house, Kelly shouting at Shane, Tucker moving around behind her, and Tucker has the gun in her hand.
Why? Girl, drop that gun. Why are you carrying that?
Carla said she genuinely thought Tucker might shoot her because she didn't know who the gun was aimed at or why Tucker even had it out.
Yeah.
The door opened and Kelly and Shane started arguing face to face. Shane tried to tell her the property was going to be split the same way it always had. Kelly yelled back that Lori wasn't signing anything. Tucker's camera caught glimpses of all of it. Kelly standing in the doorway, Shane's voice, the gun. And then, in one sudden moment, Tucker raised the revolver and fired a single shot into Shane's chest.
Oh my God.
Carla heard him yell, "You shot me!" She said she had assumed Tucker had fired into the air until she heard Shane's voice. She tried to call 911, but the phone in the house wasn't easy to use, so she just shoves the phone at Lori and runs for her car, convinced that she might get shot next.
Yeah, girl, get out of there.
Get out. Out on the porch, Shane collapsed partly off the steps. Carla had to step over him to escape.
Oh.
She found neighbors who were nearby the property and told them to stay back because someone had a gun and was shooting.
Oh, this is terrifying.
Inside, Lori cried into the phone with the 911 dispatcher. Kelly refused at first to give a straight answer about where the gun was. At one point, she said she didn't want to help her brother because he was crazy and dangerous. She also told the operator she had no idea who fired the shot, even though she'd been standing right there.
Sure.
Tucker retreated to her room, crying and panicking. Later, the phone recording caught Tucker telling her mom that Shane was, quote, going to kill us all, and then reacting when she realized he was still breathing. Kelly, at one point, screamed at him to die.
Oh, God.
Tucker cried uncontrollably.
I don't even know what to think
I don't know. When the sheriff's deputies arrived, Shane was lying outside with a bullet wound dead center in his chest. He had no weapon on him, just a t-shirt, jeans, and flip-flops. Efforts to save him didn't work. He died on the porch steps of the ranch.
Oh, my God.
Later that night, Tucker and Kelly each told detectives the same basic story. That Shane forced the door open, attacked Kelly, and that Tucker fired by accident during a chaotic moment.
I don't know if you can claim accident when you're holding the gun and you're bringing the gun to this situation and you've already tried firing it once.
Yeah. But detectives noticed right away that the two women told their stories almost identically.
Yeah, they've had time to rehearse.
They also noticed that Tucker admitted she'd fired the gun earlier that morning, but claimed she didn't know how it worked, even though someone had reloaded it since then.
Girl. Oh my God.
Messy. And at that point, no one in law enforcement knew Tucker had secretly filmed anything.
That's what I'm so curious about is why are you filming it all?
Right. We're going to talk about that video in detail.
Oh, okay.
Later on.
Okay.
When the trial comes.
Great.
So after the shooting, everything moved fast at first and then dragged on for years.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do we know whose gun it was?
No.
When you say she found a gun in a house, is this where Kelly is staying or where Laura is staying? Lori.
So
it's in Lori's
I'm
house.
thinking yes, this is Lori's house.
Gotcha.
And they're all living there.
Got it. And Shane's got his own place
He has
on
his own
the
little
ranch.
cabin on the property.
Got it.
Correct. I don't want to say guess, but Lori and her husband have lived on that ranch for a long time.
So likely they had
I
this
believe
gun.
they had firearms.
Gotcha.
100%. So there were firearms in the house.
Okay.
And Tucker had only been living there for a little while and finds a gun.
Decides she needs to figure out how to shoot it for
I know.
some
She's like,
reason.
oh, cool, bang. And then Shane's like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, my God.
And then later that day gets shot in the chest by her. Tucker was arrested on the day of the killing, taken to Jackson County Sheriff's Office in Central Point, Oregon, and sat down with detectives Bill Ford and Tony Young. They were trying to figure out if this was self-defense, an accident, or something else entirely. Tucker cried through a lot of it, talked in circles, kept saying she hadn't meant to fire the gun.
Then why are you holding it?
The detectives pressed back, gently at first, but then more bluntly.
Yeah.
They asked why she even picked up the gun.
Yeah.
They pointed out that Shane had never tried to kill her before. Granted, he did hit her in the face with an oil canister.
Right.
They kept circling around the same issue. What was going through her mind right before she fired? And why had she shot that same gun earlier that morning?
Yeah.
They slid a copy of Shane's earlier 911 call across the table, the call where he complained that Tucker had fired a gun on the property before the notary even arrived. Police recovered the revolver and knew it had been fired twice that day, but only one spent casing was in the cylinder. That meant someone had reloaded the gun after Tucker's morning test shot. Tucker said she didn't do it. She said her mom had taken the gun at one point, so investigators assumed Kelly had reloaded it.
Okay.
As Tucker kept talking, she also mentioned feeling like there was a, quote, knife to her throat when Shane approached the door. She insisted she hadn't meant to shoot and that everything was just going so fast. The detectives weren't buying it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
They were bothered by how perfectly Tucker's account lined up with Kelly's and Lori's, almost word for word.
Oh, and Lori's?
And Lori. This poor mom. Not Kelly, this poor grandmother.
Right. Oh, God.
She's being pulled about the property. She's having to remortgage and help out, do all the bills and pay all the money, and then lie about a murder.
Her son's murder.
Her son's murder.
This is so messy.
They started wondering if all three of them had coordinated the story while waiting for deputies to arrive that day. Still, without something concrete, they didn't have enough to charge murder. So Tucker was booked on manslaughter and released on bail not long after. She walked out of jail and basically disappeared behind the alternate identity. This is when she becomes Wynn.
Okay.
So even after all of this, she's released on bail and awaiting trial for manslaughter. She decides to dive right into the local theater scene.
Whoa, that's
I know.
a bold choice.
I know. Well, and she changes her name. So people aren't really realizing that this is the girl who just shot her uncle in cold blood.
Oh my God.
Reinvents herself. And she's like, I'm going to go into the theater.
Of all things,
I
like
know.
putting yourself out there on a stage and performing in public. Wow.
It's a little strange to me.
It's real bold.
It's very bold. She dives in, starts auditioning. She comes across as this fresh, intriguing local actor that no one has seen before.
She's definitely intriguing. I'll give her that.
She ends up auditioning for a local movie called From the Dark. It's a micro-budget thriller filmed around the Oregon Caves area, and she stuns with her audition. Like, she does a great job.
All right.
And she didn't seem intimidated. She didn't ramble. She didn't ask many questions. She just stepped up and delivered this really controlled, grounded read for Valerie Faust, who's the lead character.
Okay.
And the filmmakers, director Matthew Spickard and composer-producer Kenny Vibert, thought they had struck gold.
Sure.
The weird part, she signed her contract literally the day after she read the script. Spickard and Vibert later said that should have been a sign she was different to work with, but at the time it felt like enthusiasm.
Okay.
Things on this movie don't go exactly great.
Uh-oh.
Why would they? So production starts in April 2018. The murder happened in 2016, so this is 2 years after.
And she's still awaiting
She's
trial.
still awaiting trial.
Okay.
Yeah. Production starts April 2018, goes through July of that year.
Okay.
They filmed in real Southern Oregon locations, the Oregon Caves, the Chateau, and other remote spots in the area. Have you been to Oregon, Kate?
Nope.
I haven't either.
I was just talking with someone about this. Maybe when Matt's sister was here. I think that came up. Yeah, this is like the second Oregon conversation I've had about how I've not been.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Listen, I love rainy, cool, wooded areas. I like to look at pictures of them.
This is getting weird.
Sorry. So the movie itself is a party gone wrong thriller. Valerie, who's the main character, plays a tour guide. No, Valerie is a tour guide who's about to leave her job. She throws her final blowout at the cave lodge. Her coworkers come, Damon the dishwasher, Lucas the chef, Cooper the bartender, Gwen and Diane the maids. And then someone unexpected shows up and everything devolves into suspicion, fear, and panic. The movie leans into a whodunit feeling without a single clear villain, which makes it feel even more chaotic. And every character points the finger at someone else. People start dying. It's all about fear eating a group alive.
Okay.
On camera, Wynn was strong, but off camera, she was a handful. Not in like a diva Hollywood sense, more like unpredictability that kept people on edge.
Ooh, like in what ways?
So crew members later said they absolutely adored her at first. She was talented and interesting and had this way of talking that made her seem like she was beyond her years. But she also had moments where tiny disagreements would escalate quickly. She pushed for things she wanted, even when it didn't quite fit the plan.
Okay.
And if someone gave her a note she didn't like, she could flip from agreeable to very defensive in a heartbeat.
Not a great quality in an actor.
And then she started bringing up her representative.
If you tell me it's Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
It is? Oh, girl.
If a director or producer had a concern, she'd say she needed her representative or advocate involved.
Oh, no.
She'd pull this woman into meetings saying it was her aunt. That aunt was actually her mother, Kelly, though no one knew that.
If you're gonna lie and say it's a relative, why not just tell the truth and say which relative it is?
I don't know.
That's
She's
so
like, this is my
weird.
aunt. This is my aunt.
That's so weird.
Imagine trying to work with a lead actor who brings her mother to rehearsal.
That's bizarre. And she's a grown woman at this point.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, she's almost 30 now.
Yeah.
Like pushing 30 in a year.
Red flag.
Red flags everywhere. The crew didn't know how to handle that dynamic.
Well, yeah.
They just chalked it up to Tucker being quirky or maybe inexperienced with how productions usually work.
Mm-hmm.
The production company, Siskiyou Productions, was small and running on fumes financially.
Mm-hmm.
They were so tight on money, they didn't even pay Tucker for her work.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is like a super low budget,
Oh my God.
probably
Bare
not
bones.
SAG franchise, I'm guessing,
Not
or
at
SAG
all.
based.
Not
Okay.
at all. They also didn't even run background checks on anybody.
For an independent film, yeah, you're not going to.
Right. So they took everything she said at face value.
Yeah, why would they have any reason not to believe her?
Right. And Tucker seemed to love sinking into the character of Valerie Faust. She acted like she understood the character's fear, paranoia, and inner rage on a deeper level.
Well,
She told the filmmakers she related to Valerie's intensity, especially scenes where Valerie has to defend herself or lash out under pressure.
that's not a great sign.
No.
If that's what you're connecting with. Mm-mm.
She's like, I get this.
Yikes.
And it's like, okay, well, we see why.
Yeah.
So after the movie wrapped on July 22nd, 2018, everything changes a little bit.
Okay.
On July 23rd, literally the day after, the filmmakers learned the truth about Tucker.
They learned the day after?
Yeah.
How'd they find out?
So I think someone who was near the production told them, like, oh, that's that girl who killed.
Feel like,
Shame.
man, if they could have told them a little sooner.
A little bit sooner, maybe, right?
Yeah.
The filmmakers learned the truth. Their lead actress had an active, very real homicide case from 2016 under her legal name, Aisling Tucker Moore Reed. They learned that the case involved a shooting and that Tucker had claimed self-defense. They were stunned, not by the crime itself, but the fact they'd unknowingly filmed for months with someone who had been out on bail for killing a family member.
Yeah.
And they genuinely could not wrap their heads around the idea that someone with that past would willingly star in a movie where her character pulls a gun and shoots someone. Spoilers for the movie, but she shoots somebody in the movie. They said they couldn't believe a person would do that. However, at first, the filmmakers felt sympathy for her because she had told everyone she acted in self-defense. Once this gets out of the bag, they're like, girl, what did you do? And she's like, no, it was self-defense.
Here's why that all goes down the drain for me.
Yeah.
If you really had this like emotional reaction to murdering your own uncle and it was an accident and or self-defense, you don't suddenly star in a film where you are using a gun to murder someone and like not having a problem with that. Like as a human, there's gonna be an element to you, I would hope, where you struggle with being able to portray that on screen when you've had that in your past. So I'm kind of starting to think she enjoyed it.
I'm with you. Agree. So the filmmakers believed her about
The self-defense.
at first that it was self-defense, and they felt awful imagining what she must have gone through.
And you would want to believe that.
Of course.
If someone came to me with that, I'd be like, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, thanks for explaining.
Sure.
Because you're going to tell yourself that because you don't want to be like,
I don't want to be like murderer.
I don't want to be like, man, I just cast and directed this chick who is a killer and it was premeditated, you know?
Oh, craziness.
No, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, you're right. It was self-defense.
Yeah, it was self-defense. Oh, sure, girl. You're fine.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So the filmmakers were like, totally fine. So sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But then the case finally goes to trial.
Okay.
So we know everything is kind of hinging on that cell phone video that was made.
Yeah.
And the detectives had been working off interviews, the 911 calls, the notary's account, poor Carla, and their own instincts for more than a year.
Mm-hmm.
They always felt there was something off about the story that all three women told that day. But suspicion isn't the same thing as evidence. And so without something concrete, the DA is still stuck with manslaughter.
Sure.
Then in August 2018, with the trial approaching, Tucker's defense team went to the prosecution claiming they had proof that would show the shooting was self-defense.
Okay.
They talked like they were about to clear her name. They handed over the video Tucker recorded on her phone that afternoon. They honestly believed that it was going to help her.
Gonna guess didn't go that way.
Not at all. So Detective Gabe Birchfield sat down to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And within minutes, he realized the defense had just destroyed their own argument.
What was on this video?
The recording starts slow. Tucker has her phone leaned against something on the kitchen table in the house on Thompson Creek Road. There's a clay pot right in front of the lens, blocking a good chunk of the frame. So at first, all you get is audio.
Okay.
The notary Carla Triber is in the kitchen with Lori and Kelly trying to get the paperwork in order. They're hunting for Lori's ID and flipping through documents.
Okay.
Kelly keeps complaining about the grant deed. She thought she was dealing with something connected to a will, not a property transfer. Carla keeps trying to clarify what she brought. The whole thing is tense energy, but nothing physical is happening yet.
Right.
About 7 minutes in, Tucker picks up the phone and pans it across the kitchen toward a row of big windows. You see Shane, her uncle, standing outside. He's just looking in. He's not yelling or banging. He's several feet back from the glass.
Okay.
Tucker says something about him needing to stay away. She moves the camera back to the kitchen table. Kelly keeps arguing with Carla. At this point, the video feels like a family argument more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tucker pans back toward the windows again. Shane still hasn't moved. He's still quiet.
I mean, yeah, he can't go in,
Right.
but he's wanting to see what's
going
plays
on.
out. I get this.
Of course. This is where it shifts.
Okay.
Tucker moves the camera away from the windows again, and the next thing you notice is that the front door starts opening. It's not kicked in. It's not shoved. It just opens.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, Tucker shouts, "Pick up the gun." She says it like she's talking to herself, almost.
Oh, weird.
Then she moves quickly toward the door, the camera bouncing in her left hand. You can see Kelly walking toward Shane, yelling about the grant deed. It's loud, but it's still just an argument from what the camera shows.
Okay.
There's no sign of Shane pushing his way in.
He's still outside?
He opened the door.
Okay, but he hasn't
He's
stepped
not
in.
stepped in.
Okay.
No, he's at the doorway.
Okay.
So for a split second, the camera catches it. The .38 revolver in Tucker's right hand. Then the gun goes off. Shane collapses on the porch. There's screaming. The phone drops, but it keeps recording. For 9 more minutes, you hear everything. Tucker is crying, but also panicking about the fact that Shane is shot. And Kelly is yelling. Carla is terrified. Lori is very upset.
Poor Lori.
You can hear the confusion and the chaos roll on and on. This extra audio was eventually played in court too, including the moment Tucker reacts when she learns that Shane is still breathing. She's like, "He's not dead yet?" It didn't help anything in her case. By the time the deputies got there, more than half an hour later, the detectives had seen enough. The video didn't match the story they'd been given.
No.
It didn't show forced entry.
Mm-mm.
It didn't show Shane attacking anyone. It didn't show warnings from Tucker. It showed Tucker deciding to pick up the gun and shoot him.
I'm surprised the defense was like, this is our ticket out.
I don't know what they were thinking.
That's bananas. to
Isn't that
me.
wild?
Also, that Tucker would even admit, like, show that or turn. I mean, I would assume the detectives had to take that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, did they search her phone immediately after? I don't,
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure that they even knew the video was a thing. What I'm thinking happened is that I think maybe that was the only thing that they could be using for that, aside from like witness testimony, because Carla and Lori didn't really see, well, at least Carla didn't really see it happen because she was in the kitchen with Lori.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking this is all happening in the same room.
Well, no, because he's at the door. Lori, Carla, and Kelly are in the kitchen.
Okay.
Not yelling, but arguing about the paperwork.
Right.
And then Tucker's kind of near the front entrance of the home, and she can see Shane out the window.
Got it.
Shane comes in, opens the door, and she's like calling for her mom. Kelly comes out of the kitchen. Tucker's got the gun in her hand. Bang. So the next step happened fast. Prosecutors took the video to a grand jury. And in September 2018, Tucker was rearrested and charged with second-degree murder. No bail this time.
I feel like it's first degree.
Yeah, she fired that gun earlier that
She
day.
practiced.
Yeah.
And she's holding it as she's waiting for him and she's filming him. But maybe they didn't feel like they could get her on first, so.
Well, and in my mind, I feel like tensions are high in this home
Mm-hmm.
at this moment. I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on. People are kind of yelling. They're yelling at each other. They're arguing. The uncle's just standing outside. Maybe in her mind, that video was going to, they would see that. Maybe the jury would see that, like everything going on.
Yeah,
But
I could see that.
I could see that, but it doesn't come across that way.
Yeah.
So her first big court appearance after that was in a bail hearing in Jackson County Circuit Court in Department 201. This was the hearing where she hoped to convince the judge she should be allowed to go home while waiting for this next trial.
No, girl.
The courtroom ended up watching the entire shooting video. They also heard the later audio, including the part where Kelly yelled at Shane while he was dying on the porch. And there are reports that Tucker told her mom, "You told me to do it."
Well, you buried the lead on that.
I know.
God.
So when the judge denied bail, Tucker breaks down. She starts sobbing, hyperventilating, panicking so loudly that the judge stopped speaking and warned that she'd have to remove her if she didn't stop. A deputy led her out while she screamed in the hallway. People inside the courtroom could hear everything. Members of the movie cast showed up, including Matthew Spickard and Kenny Vibert, and even they said the outburst felt like another performance.
Yeah.
So after that hearing, Tucker stayed in jail for months. Her trial kept getting delayed, and then COVID-19 hit in 2020, and the whole court system in Jackson County shut down. And so trials were put on hold. Her case drifted into this weird limbo, and she stayed in custody the whole time. When Tucker was sitting in the Jackson County jail, waiting for her case to move forward, things take another turn, and not a small one.
Oh.
In January 2020, deputies accused her of getting hold of heroin while she was locked up.
Uh-oh.
And according to reports, staff found that she had been in possession of contraband and passed some of it to another inmate. That kicked off a whole new round of charges separate from the homicide case. And jail staff treated it seriously, since any kind of drug movement inside the facility sets off alarms about safety and possible dealing.
Yeah.
So, not a good look.
No.
Not a good look at all. These charges landed right in the middle of the period when her legal team was trying to work out the next steps for the homicide case. And the state folded this mess into the overall picture they presented later, arguing that her behavior in custody reflected the kind of impulse control problems they were worried about on the outside.
Yeah.
So by the time the plea deal came around, Tucker wasn't just facing the original homicide case. She had the jail drug charges. Her mother, Kelly, publicly insisted Tucker was innocent and that the shooting was self-defense.
I have a question about Kelly. So Tucker said on the video, "You told me to do it."
In the audio from after the video.
Was Kelly ever charged with accessory
Nope.
or really?
Nope.
Interesting.
Nope. Uncle Ryan, Shane's brother.
Yeah. Well, and Kelly's brother
too. They were convinced that it wasn't self-defense. Right. Ryan's like, no, I don't believe that for a second. Family members were split. People outside the family were even more divided. Folks in the Oregon theater community who had only met her under her stage name Wynn had their own intense reactions once they realized who she was and what she'd been charged with. Because the courts were closed for so long during the pandemic, and because the DA wasn't even sure how a jury might react to Tucker, especially given her ability to act under pressure, the prosecution eventually offers a plea deal. Instead of going to trial for murder, Tucker agreed to plead guilty to manslaughter in the second degree on May 20th, 2020. The DA later said they couldn't predict whether a jury would see her testimony as genuine fear or a performance, which played a big part in offering the deal.
Sure.
Once she accepted the deal, Tucker went before Judge Lorenzo Mejia and received 75 months in prison.
That's it?
6 years and 3 months, with 3 years of post-prison supervision after release. The sentence lined up with the minimum mandatory penalty for that charge in Oregon. At sentencing, Tucker said she was sorry for the pain she caused her family. Depending on credit for time served, she could be eligible for release sometime soon. I haven't seen that she's been released yet.
Okay. That was my next question. Scary.
Right? When the filmmakers of From the Dark saw the cell phone footage during the trial,
Mhm.
they said everything shifted. Their whole view of Tucker changed overnight.
Yeah.
That was the moment the crew started connecting dots, the mood swings, the intense
Ooh.
reactions, the advocate/mother being involved, the way Wynn seemed to play characters who mirrored her own life a little too closely. The film took on a whole different vibe once the truth came out, and the story already blurred fear and fear and paranoia. And now the cast and crew realized their lead actress's real life lined up with those themes in a way they could never have predicted. From the Dark was eventually released on November 2nd, 2020, with a public statement from Siskiyou Productions addressing what happened. They said they had struggled with how to release the movie after learning the truth.
Yeah.
They explained that they hadn't known anything about her legal situation and that they found out literally the day after filming wrapped. They put out a trailer on October 31st, 2020, and let the film be distributed online. People who watched it later said Wynn's performance was unsettling, not just because of what happened later, but because it was so natural for her.
She is scary.
Some of the cast and crew admitted they couldn't help replaying it all in their heads. They wondered how much of Wynn's performance was acting and how much wasn't.
Imagine being one of her co-stars. Yikes. And like realizing after the fact that you were doing scenes with a murderer.
Well, and several of the cast also said that they felt like she's acting the whole time, not just on camera. Like being around her was just a little weird.
Ugh.
So even before the trial, the movie had already become this strange artifact, which is, a story about fear and violence, starring a woman who was living out a parallel story behind the scenes.
What's so scary is that impulsivity that you were talking about, just like you never know when she's going to go off. And to have her just like be able to walk around as soon as she gets out and change her name again, probably, and change her look again, like that's terrifying.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised that the mom was never charged with accessory after the fact.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because like she's like, well, you told me to do it. And there's so much in there that's just like, it's crazy to me. Like, there's a lot of different pieces to it. I do believe, I don't know how much the mom was involved, if at all. I mean, obviously, like, Tucker finds the gun, she shoots it. Like, was this planned? In my mind, you and I, like we were talking earlier,
I think
it was.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Kelly was involved in that plan.
And is Lori still alive? Do we know?
From what I could find, yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
I hope she's doing okay. I hope her and Carla are...
Well, and Carla has to go to trial and testify with what she heard. And poor girl, damn.
I hope that those women are...
I know.
Okay.
So I wonder about, as I was researching this, I was wondering about Kelly's involvement. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe Tucker just said that to try to get out of it.
That's the thing. She could have just been like...
She could have been just in the moment, like, performing, trying anything, saying anything.
And not that Shane was like Mr. Wonderful, it doesn't sound like, but doesn't warrant being murdered.
No, and he didn't burst through the door.
Yeah.
He just kind of opened it because I think he was, at that point, he was like, I just want to know what's happening.
Right. Oh, God, that's...
Because he can probably hear them outside.
Sure.
Talking and arguing and all of that.
Oh, so messy. Family drama. Yikes.
Well, that is my story.
That was a ride.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a great podcast on this from Dateline called Killer Roll.
Killer Roll.
It's like
all right.
5 episodes.
Oh,
They're
damn.
pretty short.
Oh, okay.
They're like 30 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, man. Well, if you have any comments on this case, you can leave them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or Spotify at
Horrorwood Podcast.
Send us an email at
horrorwoodpodcast@gmail.com.
Or if you're feeling generous and you want to throw a little money our way in support, you can do that either at Apple Podcasts for our Apple subscription.
Yeah.
Or you can pop on over to Patreon at
patreon.com/horrorwoodpodcast.
What a way to kick off December.
Damn.
Ugh.
Woof.
All right.
Get into that holiday spirit, y'all.
Don't do murder. Seriously, don't do it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.